Good morning. What a day we had yesterday. All right, today is not going to be as productive for several reasons, but it is what it is. We'll be fine. So we are hooking up to this green wagon in here. It's got seed in it, and we need to take it to Berkey and plant it. That's this morning's objective. Dang. Doesn't get much better than that. If I can get it. Sweet. Oh, we're going to need a pin. Oh, it's right there. Excellent. Traffic jam at the fuel pump. We've both got transfer tanks, 100-gallon transfer tanks, and we're going to keep hauling fuel down there. I don't know that we'll need it that much, but if we keep combining and doing corn down there, we will. So we're just going to keep hauling it. This is where a fuel trailer would come in real nice. Nice 500-gallon or 900, 1,000-gallon Thunder Creek. Any fuel trailer, really. Any, I don't even care. But yeah, that would be super awesome. Yowzers! Those are our ripper points. Yeah, those ones were due to be replaced. Finally! Oh, it's a long trip pulling a wagon. What time is it? It's almost 9:30. Oh, we aren't going to get much wheat planted until we have to go combine beans. Shoot. I thought we'd be more empty than that. We are switching varieties. This is the last of the variety that was in those bulk bags. And it's different that's in these two wagons. The two wagons are the same, but it's different than what's in here. I was just going to fill it up and go, but that's enough left in there that I guess we better go plant it out. Ah, yes, the old 8430. And aren't you guys lucky you get to watch me planting some wheat? You've been begging for it, so here we go. Why isn't that full? All right, we got to run down the road to the second field because this one is done. Okay, we got to remember how to do this. So number 4 hydraulic here is our fan. So there's a big fan that blows the seed from underneath the tanks out to the row units. And that has to be running, otherwise you plug stuff up. Let's go slow down a little bit here. Let me get started. Okay. Everything seems to be running pretty well. We put new blades and stuff on this year, so Phil said he's thought it's been doing a really good job getting the seed in the ground. We'll plant this out and then we'll stop and check stuff. Oh, marker. I should throw the marker just in case. Got these sidearm marker deals. I don't know. We use auto steer, but yeah. Anyway, we don't, like I said, we don't have a lot. We're just gonna plan out what we've got. Our low tank warning light is already on. Our monitor seems to be working for the most part, except for that one. That one there, we have a bad sensor. It's not actually the sensor, it's a connection or a plug between the sensor. We've tried swapping some stuff, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we gotta do a little more figure in there, but yeah, it's this one here, row 15, and each row has a I'm not exactly sure how it works. So each meter coming out of the bottom of the tank actually has a hose on it that goes out to near the row units, and then it splits and it actually feeds 2 rows, one on the front rank and one on the back rank. And I'm not sure if there are 18 sensors because there's 36 rows, so that's 2. But each row has its own blockage monitor, so that's why there's 36 there. So I don't know where it's reading the population. The fact that that bar is yellow and not red means that it's reading like a low rate. So that tells me that it's half the population is being read. So one of the 2 rows that meter is feeding is reading correctly. The other one is not. It's actually fine. It's not doing anything wrong. It's not planting anything wrong. It's just not registering. So it is a little bit rough out here, especially on these ends. I don't know if you can see it, but we were bouncing quite a bit. That's not ideal. I don't like that. We considered bringing our disc down here and hitting these fields just to level them off a little bit before we planted the wheat, but decided not to. It probably wouldn't hurt anything, but we are getting pretty dry actually, and doing that tillage would open the ground up and dry it out even more, which normally we don't worry about, but we do need some moisture to get the wheat to grow. So a little bit of rain, I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but a little bit of rain wouldn't be the worst thing. We don't need too much for harvest operations. So anyway, it is a little rough, but the wheat will grow tall. We don't run the head on the ground when we're combining wheat, so it's not a big deal that it's uneven and stuff. It's actually a bigger deal for combining the soybeans than it is for combining wheat. And after the wheat comes off here next fall, we're gonna rip these fields or level them up or do something that's going to eliminate kind of that unevenness. So should be fine, shouldn't be an issue. We just gotta keep our pressure turned up on our down pressure so that we can get the openers into the hard, dry, compacted ground. We've really beat this field up, especially these end rows over the last 4 or 5 years in the falls, because it's been so wet. Just trying to get the crops out of here. And you do what you have to do, kind of thing. But man, it was nice combining yesterday with dry ground where we can drive trucks in the field and not worry about it. Just made my third pass on the ends. The air seeder's 30 foot wide, not 40 like the rest of our other planters. So for our other planters, we usually do 2 passes, 80 feet on the ends. But ooh, that fan's gonna be loud. With the air seeder only being 30, I make 3 passes, so we've got 90 feet. I think we're out of seed. I gotta look. Close enough. Fortunately, now we have to drive back to the farm because I don't have any way to get there to get my wagon of wheat. This auger doesn't turn real fast. I wonder if it's because we have the hydraulics adjusted for the fan. It runs off the same outlet as the fan. There's a switch or a lever to pull the switch back and forth down there. Whatever, it's fine. Just takes a little while to fill. Anyway, we got to keep kind of sprinkling some talc in. The seed treatments tend to be a little bit sticky, and the talc helps reduce that stickiness so that it flows through the air seeder better. So we just kind of do this a little bit. You guys remember the other day when somebody accused us of not doing maintenance? Look at this. Do you see? Do you see that? You can't see that there. That's fresh grease on the seed wagon running gear. We never, I mean, this gets literally 1 load a year. That's it. They got grease. It's full. I'm not so sure the lid's gonna shut. Oh yeah, close enough. Well, that may have been the extent of my wheat planting experience, at least for today. Uncle Jack's here. He's gonna take over and run that. We're gonna move that seed wagon over to the building site where we're planting so that we don't have to keep running back and forth to the farm. And I'm gonna pick him up, bring him back, get the tractor, and maybe we'll go check it out or something. But Dad should be here in half hour or so, and maybe we can go start combining beans. Although it is a little cloudy today. We don't have the sunshine that we've had. So all that money we made yesterday, yeah, there it goes. There it goes. It's getting spread on the field. All right, so while I'm waiting for Dad and before we can combine soybeans here, I'm gonna work on this dryer a little bit. We put this new burner up here a few weeks ago. Dad got it all wired up, did a really nice job running conduit and everything. Basically, we pulled it off of our old the line power that's 230 volt single phase. We hooked it up to our generator that's over there that we're running 480 volt 3-phase, and so it had to be rewired. We after Dad got done wiring it, or we thought we were done wiring it, we started it up and the fan runs and everything works there, but the burner would not fire. And we think it's something to do with our control circuit wiring. And so I'm trying to do some diagnostics on that. So the first thing I'm doing is just completely disconnecting the control circuit. This burner is capable of starting and stopping on its own without the controller that's mounted down in the seed the grain shed there. And so I just basically disconnected those wires, so they're dead. They're not doing anything. I had to put a couple of jumper wires in according to the wire diagram, and we're gonna see if we can get this thing to fire without the control circuit and just like it comes normally. So the problem with running it this way, it'll work, but the problem is you got to do everything by time, and it's all manual controls. Our controller gives us timers and grain temperature sensors in order to automate that process. So that's why we want it to work, but you got to isolate the problem. So start with one thing, see does it work without the control system, and then if it does, start figuring out what we had wired wrong and why it wasn't working before. So we got to go start the generator up, and we'll come up here and push this button. And when we push that button, it should fire up, but we're going to find out. Okay, generator's on, circuit breaker is on, disconnect is on. Whatever you do, do not stick your fingers in the box. Push the button. Fan runs. That's good. Flip the switch. See if we get any gas. Pressure. The line is open. It may have to purge. It may take it a minute or a couple of tries. Did not fire. So it's not on our end. It's something in the burner is not right. And all of that was installed as it was from the factory. We didn't change anything in there. So there are some troubleshooting procedures in the book. I need to go and get my electrical tester, and we'll see what we can find. Check it out, check it out. We got fire. We're missing a sensor is what we're missing, but I put a jumper wire in and everything works. Okay, that's step one. Now let's see here. If I turn this knob over here, we should be able to get it to go to low fire. There it goes. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's working. Okay, now we just got to figure out how to make it work with our control system. Excellent. Oh, that makes me happy. Appears we have a gas leak. Again, pre-plumbed, nothing we did there, but they appear to either not have gotten it tight or there's no sealant on a fitting that should have sealant, although it looks like a JIC maybe. I don't know. We're gonna have to take that apart and fix it or tighten it. Well, the threads are all stripped out on this thing. That is just... You can see it over here. If I can get that to focus. Look at those threads. Just terrible. That was factory done. Well done. What do we got here? Farm Fans Inc. Well done. Anyway, we're gonna have to replace that fitting and probably that hose because the end is bad too. So, but we got it to fire. At least that's one step in the right direction. But that is a project for another day. Dad's here. It's time to go combine beans. So Phil has gotten 2 loads hauled in this morning. He's almost back from the second one and going straight to the field. We're going to empty the grain cart into that truck. He's going to haul those in. And I'm going to take this truck over and we can start combining. Off. Dad's running the combine today. I'm going to cart and truck and do whatever else I need to do. We've got a square 40 that is really 42 acres here. That it's shorter rows. He can no doubt make rounds, maybe even 2 rounds on a dump. See how good the beans are, I guess. So don't have to unload on the go with the grain cart, although we might. I'm gonna get the truck and park it up here now that he's got that off, because there's a driveway right there by that house. Jack is over there planting wheat. The fertilizer is getting spread. Things are happening. Phil's hauling beans. It's gonna be a good day. Well, this is the first time I've been in the grain cart for a few days. Last time I was in here, I was talking about getting the machine sink set up and stuff, and showing you how we could see the coverage map of the combine, which is really cool and it is still there. But I was commenting on how I couldn't see yield totals, and that's why I couldn't give you much yield information when we were in corn, because mostly I'd been in the grain cart and didn't have that data. And somebody commented that said, no, you can see the yield map, and somebody's deciding to drive slow and wave at me. Anyway, that you hit this little button right here, but that little button doesn't do anything. And when I go into the menu, I can hit this layers button, and I can see the harvesting soybeans operation, but the layer, it doesn't show yield. It only shows coverage. So I don't know how to do that. However, we go into the menu, applications, and we go to work totals, if I hit this shared totals button, I can in fact see how many acres he has covered. We're 4 acres in. I can see the moisture average, the dry yield average, although it's 1.78 tons per acre, so it takes a little math to figure that out. But then we can break it down by variety. So that's at least cool. Gives me an idea. So let's see, 1.77 tons per acre. What's that work out to? Get out of here. Go up 1.77 times 2,000. Oh, that didn't work. Times 2,000 divided by 60. It's 59. We'll take 59 for the end rows. That's okay. Well, with these short rounds, there's just not very much on the combine, and it takes a long time and a lot of loads to fill the truck over there. So, but this one will do it. We're finally going to get a full truckload, and rather than sitting here running a grain cart kind of needlessly, I'm going to park it at the end of the field. We're going to go unload the truck and keep hauling the beans so that we can keep the combine moving rather than having to stop and unload stuff later. So, and we'll keep some beans in the overhead for Phil so he can keep hauling them out. We gotta get our bin full too. I think we need another 1.5 loads to fill the bin. All right, we gotta empty this truck. There is already a load in the overhead. See how that we have those indicators up there. That bottom one's yellow and the next one's black. That bottom one, if that's tripped, it means there's at least a truckload up there. So if Phil comes back, he can load up and be fine. So we're gonna put these into our storage bin. West Butler. Yeah, I think that's right. A big long pipe that goes over there. Yeah. All right, so we can go. Whew, they're gonna get super dry today. 11.4 to start with. All right, let's go check our bin and see what it looks like. This is just a little baby bin. We got a little room. We'll look at it again when we're done with this truck and see how much room is left. There you can see the pile of beans running out down south. There's a cushion box here that kind of slows the flow because they're coming from way up there and coming fast. Got a little sag in our pipe. Hope it doesn't fall down. It's a long one though. That truck is empty. Let's climb back up there, see what we got now. A lot fuller. Not full yet, but I don't know if we'll get a whole nother truckload in there. All right, Jack just reloaded the air seeder, so he's going again. There he is, back over there. Helped him for a minute. Phil was there. Phil's gonna go. Okay, get this, right? So we have that one little bin there that we put beans in. It's 5,000 bushel. Doesn't hold a lot, but it's what we got. Oh no. Dang it. My mic holder fell off. There we go, there it is. This piece. I had it stuck up there. But the sticky stuff didn't stick. We'll try that. Anyway, so because we only have one teeny tiny little bin down here, we use our gravity wagons that we don't actually use for hauling grain from the field to the farm anymore for storage purposes. So that's why we brought that one empty red wagon down here, was because we're going to store beans in it. And we also have a couple of orange, 250 bushel orange wagons. We're going to store beans in them. So Phil's going to fill those up out of the overhead and stick them in our Kwanzaa hut down there for storage until the middle of winter. I'm going to unload the cart here for Dad, and then I'm going to go get some food while he keeps combining. He's going to have this 40 done quickly. I grabbed some lunch. Wanted to come out here in one of our cornfields and pull some ears so we can take a moisture test and see how wet is it. Can we harvest it? Get off the end rows. She's pretty crispy looking. There's a little green, but not a lot. I don't know, we'll see. What kind of shape are her stalks in. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, that one broke there, up high. Takes quite a bit though. That's a good sign. All right, let's pull some air. Not a lot of them hanging down out here. But testing the corn will have to wait because we have a grain cart that needs emptied. And Dad's almost done here, so we gotta get moved. Yeah. Last round here. Just a half, or not even a half a pass left there. It looks like a little sliver. So cool. Good to have these ones done. There's another 42 acres. We're down to 70 to go here. Should be easily doable today, right? It's not even 2 o'clock yet. It would be, but we have to leave at like 4:30. So let's see. That's 2.5 hours. Nah, we can't do them in 2.5 hours. Dang. Oh well. Last field we've got to go here. There's 68 or 70 acres. I don't know. There used to be a little bit more than that, but they're building a new house over there in the far corner. And so there's a house lot that's taken out of it now. The landlord has lotted this off and is selling it as lots. So if anybody's looking for a place to build a house and you want to buy a lot, I know where there's some lots for sale. Anyway, we're gonna let Dad get some end rows opened up. We'll park this on the other side of the house where he can dump into it, and then he can make rounds here for a little bit. A little bit of shorter rows getting started until we can get the trucks emptied and get back here, and then we'll probably run cart for a while this afternoon, I think, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes here. All right, well, we're getting full of beans here. Obviously, I showed you the bin before. We were putting these in that bin, so I have to keep a real close eye on it so we don't overfill it. Phil says, I want to get as much in there as we can. Okay, Phil, we will do so. So we're gonna fill that one right to the brim. He emptied our overhead into wagons. I'll go in and see them in a minute, but I'm just gonna take a peek up here. I know we got room, but we gotta watch it. We're okay there. The front half of that truck will fit, no problem. Let's go see our wagons. Oh yeah, the auxiliary grain storage. Big wagons and little wagons. So these will sit here until we're ready to haul stuff out this winter. You have to strategically locate them in the barn here because skylights leak, roof vents leak, so you don't want to be parked directly underneath those, which we are not. Getting close. I don't know if we're gonna have enough in this truck to fill it. How full is full? Two ribs. Here they come. All right, I'm gonna go shut it off because the whole system's got to clean out yet. I think it's full. We're gonna call that good enough. All right, well, we got the truck empty. There's probably, there's a little bit in the cart, but nothing to worry about just yet. I'm gonna walk down. Dad's truck's down there by those other white buildings down there, so I'm gonna go get that. We'll watch him for just a second here. And we'll see. I don't know. We might wait till Phil gets back before we unload the cart or something, see if he wants to keep hauling them in, because we've pretty well got everything full. So anything we take back to the farm now is just going to go in the overhead bin, and he's going to have to haul it out later. So might as well do it now, right? I'm going to get dusted here if I don't move, but what a cool machine that is to watch. Pretty dang sweet. All right. I'm out of here. Here comes the dust cloud. I'll survive. Walking back, thought we'd check on Jack, but he just stopped. I think he's about out of seed again, so he's probably planting up to the ends. We'll watch a little bit if I can keep the phone held in the right spot so you guys can see. You know how it is. See how the air seeder works? There's a disc blade on an angle with a gauge wheel for that gauge wheel keeps the depth right. Another little wheel there that presses the seat down in. The closing wheel comes in and closes up the trench. The seat comes down through the tube and behind the blade. Yeah, time for seed. Goodness, that fan's screaming. There. We'll get our auger down, help him get back up this way. All right, we got Jack loaded up. I gotta walk over and get Dad's pickup. It's over there. And I see beans in the grain cart, which means it's almost full. So we gotta go get it empty, and then we'll have actually we'll have to call Phil. See where Phil's at. I don't know if we want to empty it or not. I might want to just fill a truck. The truck Phil's hauling with. We'll see. But we're gonna make sure the combine stays moving. That's what we're gonna do. Figures, I decided to empty the cart and bring them back here and put it in the overhead because it was full and we needed to move them. Phil pulls in right as I'm finishing emptying the truck. All right, we've made an executive decision. We're gonna fill the cart and we are getting out of here. We're a little early, but that's okay. Phil just took off with another load there. If we fill the grain cart good and full, he will be able to fill up again out of the field here and go take another load in tonight. We'll have 30 acres left here, maybe something like that. And if it rains tonight, it rains. If it doesn't, we'll finish them tomorrow, and we're gonna bring the corn head down here. I think I gotta test those ears yet. They're still in Dad's truck, but I'm gonna jump in the combine, ride with him for a little bit, and we're gonna get out of here. You don't get to get out of a day or a whole day without seeing this view from the combine cab, so there you go. These beans, not as good. Not bad, just not as good. There's a pole in the field over there. That'll work. There's a load on there for Phil to haul in when he gets back. We got about 30 to 35 acres left out here. It's gonna have to wait until tomorrow. We're heading out. Rainwater prevention device, something like that. That's not great. 25.5. That's not great. I don't know. We got to figure out what we want to do. Doing a little crop scouting tonight, trying to figure out what our next move is with harvest. We got some beans up here that might go. We're back up Waldron area, and I haven't been up to the irrigated field for quite some time, so I thought let's drive up here and go see what we can find. Still got some green in it, but it does look like it's drying. The ears are all hanging down over here. We're just gonna drive a little bit and see what we see. Maybe pull a couple of samples, but our tester is a Berkey, so I can't really check them. Oh, it is just covered in tar spot. We're obviously done. It is what it is now. It hurt us, but so what? I just was checking some standability. We're in the 112 day, the big tall hybrid, and well, when I push the stalks to the point where they're touching the row next to it, if the stalks break, that's bad. None of them are breaking. This isn't going to go down. So I don't know how dry it is. I'll take a couple of ears with us. And that's nice corn. But yeah, it's still going to be a little while before we get up here to harvest this. I want to get to it, but we have other things that have to get done first. There's one of our early fields of beans that we combined. You guys can't see it because of the sun, but the wheat's coming up. Looks nice. Good deal. Looking for more beans to run. These are our 3-4s that I thought were going to be pretty wet yet, but holy crap, look at these beans. Oh my gosh. They're tremendous. Oh yeah, these are ready. Oh yeah. All right, we got lots of beans to run. Yep. They look like 100 bushel beans. You're darn right they do. These look fantastic. Oh yeah, them are 9%. Time to get the combine. All right, guys. So it's kind of vague today about why we had to quit and leave early. There was a land auction tonight that Dad and I went to. I was trying to buy a farm. Didn't work out tonight. That's okay. Went for more than what I was willing to pay, but it is what it is. So hopefully we don't get too much rain tonight, and that's not the reason we don't get done down to Berkey. But we've kind of been assessing where we're at, what's ready to harvest, what we can do, what we can't do, kind of thing. I pulled those samples of those corn there, and it was 25, right? 25's too wet. It's too wet, and there's going to be wetter corn down there. I'm not going to do it. So we're going to move home tomorrow. We're going to go down there and finish the beans and move back, hopefully, assuming it doesn't rain a bunch overnight or it dries out enough to be able to get them done. And then we are going to come back up here and try and run beans. I think there's a few fields of beans that we can do. Just driving around with Dad, looking at stuff there.
Wait, that isn't good. Over here is good.
Looking at my grass. It's starting to grow. Anyway.
Over here is good.
I see that. That looks good. Anyway.
Look at that. That looks good.
It's better back there. So we're going to move back here, try and run beans. I think we've got 2 or 3 days worth of beans to run up here that we can do and do a lot, and they're ready. There may be a few green ones in them, but for the most part it'll go. So if we do that and then we get done, then we can run some corn. That irrigated field is at the top of the list, or darn close to it. We got a couple other ones closer that we might do first, but maybe a week from now we'll be up there. So we're just making a plan, trying to figure it out. We're still cruising through stuff. We're doing really well. We're over half done with beans. We've got a couple fields of corn done, so things are moving and progressing.
Look, this looks good.
Yes, it does. So I'm really happy, but we got to keep taking advantage of this weather as we're going. So anyway, thanks for watching today. Have a great rest of your night. Hit that like and subscribe button. I got an early quit tonight. We're going to hang out with the boys, get an actual meal.
How are we going to pull out all these dragweeds?
Ragweeds? Those are velvet leaves. They're not ragweeds. And they will die as soon as we mow it or it gets cold and the frost kills them. So I'm not too worried about it. We just need the grass to keep growing and filling in. All right. Good night, everybody.